Welcome to Let's Get Spiritual. I'm your host, Annie, and I'm here with my bestie, Ashley, and we'd love for you to join us as we discuss all aspects of spirituality and wellness. So sit back, take a breath, and let's get spiritual. Welcome back, everybody.
Hey, guys.
I hope you're all doing well.
Yes, I'm doing well.
Same. I am excited. I'm really excited about this episode because we've been promising it. It's all about chakras.
You have been dying for this episode. I know chakra things. I get it and all this stuff, but this is
I'm really excited.
This is your ish. Yes.
I have a lot of notes on this one, so pardon me. There's a lot to talk about when it comes to chakras because they're so involved. So I'm going to start with what chakra means, and it means wheel or spin in Sanskrit. So like circle, spin, usually clockwise or counterclockwise. Obviously, those are the two directions it can go. But yeah, they are energy vortices that exist within and without our human body. So some cultures assume that there's 5 chakras, some say 7, 12, some say over 100. So just like we all have different gods in our different religions and spirituality, there's different views on the chakras, but most commonly used are the 7 chakras that reside within our body.
Yeah, I was going to say, because isn't like there's the chakras that kind of reside in our body, and then the reason that there are maybe sometimes more
it's
for certain people is because we have ones that are connecting us more spiritually and some that are connecting us more to the earth and grounding.
And then there's like little chakras, which are called nadis, which are like little energy vortices that flow along our chi lines, like in our hands. We have a little chakra here and here, out of our elbow. So there's other...
Our elbow?
Yeah, there's just the energy actually can leak out of these areas too.
Strong little elbows. All right.
Our bodies are powerful. So the meridians are the energetic highways that flow through the bodies. Okay. And the nadis are like the main roads. And then like the chakras are like the hubs where all of these roads like lead to, is the way I like to look at it. And acupuncturists and massage therapists actually use the meridians to help with the flow of energy throughout the body. And that's what I do in crystal therapy as well. So I focus more on the actual chakras. They use massage therapy and the needles and acupuncture to open up the channels of the meridians.
Okay.
So that's pretty fun. So we're going to go over all 7 of the main chakras.
I feel like we need this. I just do.
I like it. I'm really excited.
Like magical introduction into this
because they are magical. I love learning about the chakras, and like the more I've learned about them, just the more mindful I can become of how mine are feeling and why they're feeling that way. It's crazy how they're all related.
Well, this is my favorite part of having a session with you, is because you'll hold the pendulum up and you'll actually like look at how your chakras are flowing, and you can see it when you're watching the actual pendulum. It's crazy.
And so again, a chakra should be spinning or going in a wheel-like motion. And in my readings, when they're not, that tells me that we have some blockages there.
Right.
So we're going to actually, when we go through all the chakras, talk about what it means when they're flowing freely and what it means also and what symptoms there are when they're kind of blocked. Okay. So we'll start with the root or the base chakra. And it's also called the Muladhara.
That's good, girl.
I know. I've been practicing my Sanskrit. I've done it through my certification course.
I was say that sounded like you practiced it.
You know it. So that means root support. And it is at the base of our spine, and it's associated with our lower extremities and often related to the color red. And just like our chakras and color they all have different vibrations. So this chakra vibrates at a pace that is the same vibration as the color red. So it's not the actual chakra is not red,
right? But
the vibration resonance is the same as the color red.
So hence the reason.
Yeah, that's why they'll always see the rainbow association with chakras. So again, it's located at the base of the spine, and it relates to feelings of protection, security, and grounding. When it's out of balance, it can manifest as anxieties around financial security, survival, being overly controlling or protective. If you're in a constant state of panic, it may be unbalanced. If you have a lot of fears, like hoarding is also another symptom of a chakra root chakra imbalance. Leg pain, foot and ankle issues, lower back issues. The chakra gets blocked really easily by fear and like thinking about like, do I have enough money? Like those stressors.
That's so crazy because like when I lived my life in a moment of that, like I'm thinking like, Wow, yeah, that stuff was hurting me. My lower back was bothering me.
I remember.
My ankles bothering me. Yeah.
And it's crazy how it relates. So when it is in balance, though, you feel secure, you feel very grounded, closeness to Mother Earth, and very sturdy. So like a really good way to get into your root chakra and clear it out is grounding, is getting outside and putting your bare feet into the earth. Mm-hmm. That connects you with that feeling of groundedness. The energy goes right up to your root chakra. It affects that beautifully.
Okay.
Yeah. So the next chakra that we have, actually, I'm going to go back a little bit. A lot of times the root chakra comes off balance when there's deep trauma experienced at a very young age. Or something more recently, like that kind of takes the rug right out under your feet. Something that really takes you, like if you lost a job really and you're really not. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So it's really easy for this chakra to get out of balance. Yeah. And I wanted
it's like the sensitive chakra. Like,
it is.
Get it together, root.
It is. And the root chakra is associated with a lot of traumas that happen from really early age. So if you're an adult and you've experienced trauma between the ages of like 0 and like 7, more than likely you have a root chakra imbalance as an adult.
Oh, wow.
It's crazy. So the next one is right below our belly button. It's called the sacral chakra, and this one is the Svadhisthana. Yes, you're going to get impressed as we go.
I'm like, damn, she's got it.
So this one's associated, so actually Svadhisthana means self-established. It's associated with the color orange and with passion, creativity, vitality, pleasure, the reproductive organs.
I know where this one's located.
Yes. This one is where all those, like, actually this one's a really good one. When you have those like gut feelings, this is usually your sacral chakra coming out and being like, hey,
something's not right here.
Yeah, or something is really
or something's
right.
Great.
Yeah. It's so reproductive organs, kidneys, it's located right below the navel under the belly button. And when it's out of balance, it can manifest as sexual and reproductive health issues, hip pain, pelvic pain, inability to express emotions that are related to desires, kidney dysfunction, constant fear of betrayal, heavy sense of guilt, urinary problems, lack of creativity, lack of passion. So there's a lot of yeah. It's all of our chakras.
This one going good, guys.
Let's keep all of it's. I say this in my practice too. It's really hard to have all of our chakras in balance 100% of the time, all the time.
All the time. You have to be living in some like euphoric state for that to happen.
It's possible.
Yeah, but not on planet Earth.
But every now and then it may get out of whack, and just knowing how to cleanse these and clear these and do the therapies and the meditations that help keep them balanced keeps you balanced.
Got to put a lot of work into this, it seems like.
Yeah, this is why I got into doing chakra in my crystal therapy. Like, I really want to make sure everyone's chakras are flowing correctly without blockages, because look how important they are to our physical and our emotional bodies. So balanced sacral chakra has, you get a lot of feelings of like creativity, you have a high drive, high sex drive, healthy passions, and you're able to feel and like express emotions freely, and you like listen to those gut feelings. So a lot of good comes from that chakra being balanced. Yes.
I don't feel like mine is not always balanced when you do stuff on me, and I need to work on that.
That's okay. And that's the first thing, is awareness and bringing mindfulness to it, and then taking the steps to do it. Sometimes I can feel when one of my chakras are not aligned, and it's usually because of the symptoms I'm feeling either physically or emotionally. Yeah. So it's really crazy how it relates. So the next one is the solar plexus chakra, which is also Manipura. It's right above the belly button, kind of like right below the rib cage. Manipura means jewel-filled yellow. So it's kind of, this one's like sunshine in our bodies. I love, and I feel that I don't think one chakra is more important than the other. They're all equally important, but this one ranks pretty high for me just because of its functionality and all of the organs and everything it affects.
Okay.
So it's, again, above the navel, below the rib cage. It's related to confidence, feelings of clarity, stamina, willpower, and blockages manifest as low self-esteem and self-worth. So this is why, like, I don't want people to be walking around with low self-esteem and self-worth. I want everyone to realize their power. So this is why this chakra always has like a special place with me.
Yeah, I was going to say a special spot in your heart, but not in your heart chakra.
No.
This is your solar plexus.
Yes. It also comes along when it's out of balance with like feelings of shame, lack of motivation, victim mentality, little to no accountability. On the physical side, digestive and gastric issues, ulcers, acid reflux, stomach pain. And it's actually connected to our endocrine system, which directly affects our immune system. So
I feel like a lot of people have some solar plexes that are like, they're way out of it.
A majority of the people that I see have at least a small imbalance in there. It's usually not a chakra that I see is flowing really imbalanced. Well. Yeah. And it's common. I mean, we're human. There's a lot of things that get us not feeling self-worthy and with low self-esteem. So, I mean, look at the society we live in.
Do you live on the planet Earth? Yeah.
Yeah. So like the endocrine system and our immune system talk to each other. So that's why it's important to take proper care of this chakra, especially. And when it's balanced, it looks like happy, motivated, confident, like a human in a form of sunshine. Yeah, literally. It just
someone told me that I'm a ray of sunshine the other day.
You are. Like,
oh my God, my solar plexus must be spinning.
Yes, exactly. So that one is definitely an important chakra to make sure is in balance, or at least you're working on it.
Always be working on it.
Yeah, always be working on it.
Hard to keep stuff in balance.
Facts. So up next is the heart chakra, which is the anahata. It means unstruck. I
just love how you even like shake your head afterwards. I got it right.
Yeah. So it means unstruck, and it's associated with two colors. Most of the time green, but also pink. And it's located at the center of your chest. I know our hearts are off to the left side, but the heart chakra resonates and vibrates at the center of the chest. And this one's associated with all things love, relationships with yourself and with others, and imbalances in the blockages manifest as jealousy, high expectations for others that are like unattainable, not having any feelings of compassion, needing acceptance from others. So sometimes like being codependent affects this
being
one.
A people pleaser.
Yeah, lacking self-love, lacking boundaries, lacking forgiveness. Physically speaking, it's related to heart and lung issues, high, low blood pressure. Circulatory health is really important when it comes to heart chakra balancing. Respiratory issues, someone maybe who's overly empathic or lacks boundaries again, someone who's overly concerned about everything else except maybe themselves.
Yeah.
That happens a lot too. And people who are jealous a lot, that's heart chakra related. So a balanced heart chakra looks like someone who knows how to show empathy, but also knows how to set boundaries and maintain these boundaries, that they have a high level of self-love, forgiveness, and compassion.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, most people have a good heart chakra. I've noticed some clients that if it is imbalanced, it usually relates to self-love.
Yeah, I was going to say my heart chakra is because I feel like from the chest up, my chakras are very active, but my chest, well, I shouldn't even say that because I remember the last time we did it, my heart chakra was like barely moving. Yeah. It's like, and I'm here, but I'm so tired.
One thing I like to note too is that our lower chakras, so from the heart down, the heart is the center. So there's 7 within our body. So the heart one is the one smack in the middle. There are 3 lower chakras from that, and that relates to our physical self. So how I said the root chakra relates to any trauma from like age 0 to 7. As you get older, like the sacral chakra, if you're out of balance, may have to do with a trauma that happened when you were like 7 to 14.
Okay.
And then the solar plexus is more of like 15 to like adulthood. So that obviously comes with like self-esteem issues and stuff like that. But the heart chakra is known to connect our physical chakras up to our spiritual chakras. So the next few chakras are more related to our spiritual self, and the lower chakras are related to our physical self. So the heart is like the little bridge between the two of them.
All right.
So next
when
up,
you say little, you're definitely talking about the spin on mine.
So next up is the throat chakra, and that one is the Vishuddha. It means purified. So the color is blue that it's associated with, and it also is associated with self-expression, communication, the ability to speak your personal truth, and your thyroid gland, mouth, tongue, jaws, ears, nose, and throat.
That one's always spinning very largely when work on me.
Yeah, well, I mean, you are really good at expressing yourself.
Yep.
It's funny. I had a client once who said something. I noticed their chakra was blocked, and I just stopped and I looked at them. I was like, "Are you holding things back?" And they were like, "Well, yes, I have to, because if I don't, I'm told like that I'm just sometimes too abrasive."
Yeah.
And my question was, are you being too abrasive, or are the people you're saying things to not ready to hear maybe what you're saying?
Maybe some of their chakras are blocked
and
up.
It could be a little bit of both. I mean, everyone could work on how they present themselves and how they maybe say things.
That's true. That's one thing as a communicative person. Yeah. It has been pointed out many times in my lifetime, and probably will for many more, that sometimes the delivery can be a little softer.
Maybe a little softer. And I have a stone just for that I love to use for those specific people. But like people who, I've done a lot of people who are like vocalists or singers, and their throat chakras are usually always beautifully open because they use that chakra a lot in their practice. So it's really cool to see like those relationships between what I know about some of my clients and like seeing like this makes sense to me. Yeah. So when it's out of balance, it looks like thyroid issues, hearing problems, a lot of sore throats, social anxiety, difficulty expressing thoughts, dishonesty, like talking without thinking sometimes, verbal diarrhea is like an overactive throat chakra sometimes. It's like, okay, that's where I would put a softer stone. So that's a great one. Like sometimes feelings of like timid or shyness where you don't speak up enough. Yeah. It's like I can see that the chakra sometimes is a little baby circle, like maybe how your heart was the one time.
So sad. Yeah. It got better after the session, but
yeah. So when your throat chakra is healthy, usually you are really able to speak your truth. You can express yourself. You hold healthy conversations with people. And again, singing is a great way to release any stuck energy in the chakra, or just like screaming sometimes.
I was going to say, maybe you just need to scream it out too. Talk it out, scream it out.
If there's a blockage here, that's going to open up the energy like physically in the body too, to allow that blockage to escape. So yeah, those are all great ways. So this next one is also one of the most important chakras. It's the third eye chakra, and it's the pineal gland. Yes. And there's a couple of variations on how to say this one.
The spelling on them is very interesting.
It's terrible. But Agnya is typically how it's pronounced. Agna. So a little variation on that. But that means enhanced knowledge. And it's related to the colors of indigo and purple, and it's located at your third eye spot on your forehead. This one's so important because it's associated with your intuition, and your pineal gland is actually called like the seat of the soul. It's actually inside of our brain, and it's the only part of our brain that doesn't have like a second matching half. Like everything in our brain is like,
it's like a mirror to itself.
Yeah, except there's like one little spot. Pineal gland right in the middle there, and that's the seat of the soul connected to our intuition.
The Egyptians paid a lot of attention to that.
Yes, they did. And it's also related to our inner knowing, our awareness, our spiritual communication and connection, our perception of reality. We talked about how important perception is. And it helps with like our insights and consciousness. Imbalances are really bad here. It can bring on a lot of nightmares, spaced out feelings, difficulties concentrating, lack of spiritual connection, a lot of paranoia, mental exhaustion, headaches, migraine, vision issues, neurological disorders, mental illnesses, confusion and brain fog. So there's a lot out there on how to like open your third eye, and it's something you got to be ready for, because once it's open, sometimes it don't close.
Once you woke, you woke.
Yeah, once you're woke, you're woke. So you have to be like ready for it and work on your other chakras and be working on yourself before you really open your third eye. I like to do a small practice to look into your third eye a little bit, and I do this in my practices as well. When you close your eyes, you kind of like imagine that you're looking at a movie theater like this far outside your face.
Right.
So it almost feels like your eyes are crossed when they're closed, but that's how you can kind of like focus on the space. Area. Yeah. And sometimes I hear a lot of people that see like the blues and the indigos or shapes and colors.
When I can get like into a really deep meditation, because obviously my third eye is pretty good. I do tarot cards.
Yeah.
So it's definitely one of the things that I probably would say that I utilize a lot. But when I really get into a meditation, I can see like purple colors and like dark blues and like all this other stuff. It's wild.
I remember doing a session on you when you were going through some stuff and you weren't doing tarot a lot at the time. And your third eye was just sleepy third eye, as you called it.
Sleepy as my freaking heart.
I was like, it's not moving. And you're like, no, she's sleepy. And then the second time I read you after you had been doing tarot again, that bitch was wide open.
It was literally like,
it was like, woo,
it was massive,
spinning, beautiful. I was like, this is what I like to see. Yeah. So when you start following your intuition and you just really, listen to that seat of your soul, your consciousness and your higher self, that's when you can start to really open up your third eye.
Honestly, when I read tarot to people, I mean, there's so many times where, and our guest, if you saw last week, the camera hasn't panned over there, but he's still here. When, I read you, there was a lot of things where you're like, I know. And I'm like, yeah, I know you know. And this is why you know.
Yeah, it's your intuition.
Your intuition and your pineal gland is like, hi, I hold all of your life secrets and the direction we're supposed to be taking, but you're not paying attention to me.
Yep. So next up, we'll go in right into the crown chakra. That one is right up here at the top of our head. And that's the Sahasrara or Sahasrara. That one's a hard one to say.
One gave you There's a lot of bit of an issue.
Yeah, that one's a little tough. But that means 1,000 petaled lotus. It's like one of those lotus flowers that just
it was hard to say.
Yeah. So it's again located at the top of your head, and it's related to the color pure white light, like connection to the divine, spiritual understanding. Unbalanced chakra is feeling out of sorts, bored all the time, melancholy, disassociation from the body, feeling just disconnected in general with like life and everything. Okay. And a healthy chakra looks like a spiritual being, like someone who's practicing regular methods of connecting to themselves and to the divine, having conversations with your creator and source, manifesting, setting intentions. All these things are characteristics of someone who's
like happy people generally probably have a pretty good crown chakra.
Yeah, I think so. And ones who are really creators of their life and like really taking control and, not being so much in that victim mentality anymore.
Attitude of gratitude comes in hard here.
Yes, it does. So those are all the 7 chakras. That's pretty much it. We have a whole rainbow.
A lot. It does a lot for your body.
I know. This is why I'm so passionate about what I do, because I want to help people learn more about energy and learn how they can keep these chakras in check, because it's not always the case.
I feel you, girl. I feel you.
So like I said earlier, all of them vibrate at different frequencies that resonate with the certain colors and sound. So that's why also sound therapy and light therapy help them heal and get them, back in line. And that's why crystal healing helps too. It's the same thing. We're putting vibrations that resonate with these chakras on these chakras or around them to help them flow better and resonate better themselves. So all forms of energy therapy and all concentrate on and contribute to removing blockages within our energetic fields. As we just went over, those blockages can lead to some pretty icky manifestations within our body.
Some crusty stuff can happen to your body if you don't get it right.
So if you start feeling like a lot of ankle pain out of nowhere or stuff like that, or like your hips are bothering you, like do some meditations for that. Go outside, put your feet outside. If you feel disconnected, take some time for yourself, connect with spirit. Like there's ways to compensate for when they're out of balance. There's not, you're not just, you can stay out of balance if you don't practice getting back in balance, but you're able to reconnect that.
And I will say though, because listen, we are obviously about paying attention to your body and being spiritual and, having faith in sometimes things that you just don't understand. If it's like acute or long-term pain though, like maybe go to the doctor.
Yeah. And I was going to say
like walk around in the grass to try to make everything go away.
Yeah.
Like, sometimes you need to go to the doctor.
Yeah, exactly. Like you need to know your body enough to know this is something that maybe is energetically off, or this is something where I actually have to go
especially
to a
if
doctor.
You're putting in the work energetically and things are still bothering you, like
maybe
go check it out to the doctor.
Yes. Yeah. So like even those like deep hidden parts of ourselves, a lot of the energetic blockages within our chakras resonate with traumas that we've experienced. And for those type of issues, please see counseling. Like energy therapy will help, but ultimately you need as many outlets as you can to work through some of those traumas that have occurred in your life. So
just you can't do it all by yourself, and you can't do it all with everything and the tools that we're giving you.
Yep.
But
yeah,
don't be afraid to step outside of that stuff too if you need to.
Exactly. That's basically it. Chakras are the spinning channels to our spiritual self. And the more we work on them, the more enlightened we become and the closer we are to our highest self. So
yes.
I'm really excited. I finally got to get that episode out.
I know. You've been dying.
Yes. So it's time to see what the cards have in spirit store for us. Oh, it's already popping off. I'm still going to do our couple of breaths, even though Spirit's already just like, hey,
here it is. Here it is.
We're going to take 2 counts in, hold for 1 count, and then 2 counts out. And we'll start now. Hold it for a second, and then out for 2 counts. We'll do that 2 more times.
That's nice.
I know, right? Need our little bell.
Yes.
These cards look good.
They do look good. And look at, we have a 2 cups that made an appearance again, which I love when that happens. Because when I put the cards back, I like don't put them right in the top, right in the bottom. Like I open up the deck and stick them in different spots to try not to get them again. So we have 3 cards that literally, before we even really got started, popped right out of the deck. So we have the 4 of Cups.
Beautiful.
We have the Page of Swords.
Nice.
I think we've seen the page before.
Yeah, we might have.
Mm-hmm. And we have the 2 of Cups, which we just saw in our last episode.
Cool.
And I feel like it kind of just fell out the right way too. So
nice.
With the 4 of Cups, I mean, I'm not even going to break it down separately so much as just kind of put it all together again. Yeah. Because again, this just feels like decisions. Decisions are needing to be made. Having faith in yourself is a big theme that I'm feeling, and it's all going to work out in the end is kind of where I'm getting to. So the reason I feel this way is with the 4 of Cups. We can see this little dude here is sitting under a tree contemplating some stuff.
Yeah, I like how he's like, just like.
He literally looks like he's focusing, concentrating, trying to figure out his life.
Yeah.
And as you know, whenever I see a hand coming out of the sky, to me, that's just like divine timing. Like the universe is going to deliver.
Yes.
It's giving you maybe a lot of things to think about, but eventually you will come to the conclusion. You will figure it out because you're a Page of Swords. Look how big and strong you are. Yeah. And you're ready to like take on this challenge. You're ready to figure out what decision is going to be best for you.
I love that.
And then we have the 2 of Cups, which again, for me is a partnership. Not even just for me, like the meaning of the card is partnership or business. It can be seen as like love and things like that as well. If you listened or watched our last week's episode, that one I was definitely like, when I saw this, I was like, yeah, I know these 2 people look like they're in love, but this is about business. This one has a little bit more of a lovey feeling to it. I think that it's really just not directed towards any kind of decision anyone may be needing to make when they hear this, just that decisions are the theme and to have faith in yourself because it's going to work out the way that it's supposed to.
Nice. Well, thank you. That was a good reading.
Thank you.
Well, everybody, thank you so much for listening. I would like you all to make sure you keep your energy flowing freely and without any blockages. Be mindful of your chakras and stay spiritual.
Also, look at the hidden gem.
Yeah.
What's the website?
thehiddengemlv.com.
Because she can help you get those chakras in balance and in place. Because remember, we said sometimes you have to look on the outside to get the help.
I literally have a session called the Tune Up.
Yes, that was my last one, I think.
Yep, that tunes up your chakras. So get at me.
Get it. And if you'd like some tarot cards read, find me on A Positive Place on Facebook.
Yes.
Send me a message. We'll get you some answers.
Yes. Your readings are great. I haven't had one in a while.
Thank you.
Probably time.
We'll get that ready. We'll set that up.
Yes. All right, everybody. Thank you again.
Bye.
Bye.